After his biggest win on the field, he should have been the team's hero instead. The tunnel turned into an ambush. Old scars ripped open, whispers, taunts, the kind of hate that cuts deeper than any tackle. Then a sudden accident stole not just his season, but the future head built his whole life around. Stuck in a hospital bed, pain became his new uniform until he walked in. The nurse with eyes that saw too much and a touch that lingered too long. Every visit dripped with tension, stolen glances, brushes of skin, words they couldn't finish. But when the world found out, headlines, gossip, and the threat of losing everything tore them apart. Now, on the edge of goodbye, they lock eyes one last time. No promises, no safety net. But is this truly the end or the beginning of a fire they can't put out? Noise was my ocean. Helmets crashed, lights burned, and I breathed like I could outswim storms. Tie game. 30 seconds, coach carved a route. I ran it clean. The ball fell like a verdict. One cut, a stiff arm, the pylon brushing my glove-touch down. The stadium erupted. Boys who wouldn't sit with me at lunch hugged me. I smiled and slipped into the tunnel where the noise thinned. The lights flicked. Laughter slid out of the dark. Kyle, Zeke, breathery shadows. Princess, Kyle said. Hero wants a kiss for the camera. Zeke lifted his phone. The red dot blinked. Brett kicked my locker shut. The first hit took my ribs. The second took my balance. High school came back, lockers slamming, hands grabbing, my name used like a weapon. I swung once, my knuckles found Kyle's jaw. For a second the world felt fair, then they pinned my arms. Say it, Zeke breathed. Say you're our rainbow. I spat blood. It landed on Kyle's cheek. His eyes went flat. The third hit brightened the tunnel. A guard shouted, radios, scramble. The red dot vanished, and so did they, jogging off like good sons. I lay there counting breaths and promising I would not be 16 again. I showered fast. Bruises bloomed like late warnings. In my room, I locked the door and turned music up until it glued the cracks together. I typed a message to Coach Deleted. Typed to a number I still had from high school. The teacher I used to write notes to, and never send-deleted that too. Sleep never came, morning did. Campus was gray. Film review at 9. I left early because 4 walls were louder than my heartbeat. Headphones in, a playlist pretending to be armor. I stepped off the curb and met the hood of a sedan. Horn screech, weightlessness, then asphalt. Sound fell underwater. Someone kept saying, oh God, oh God. My leg wrote its own alphabet of pain. Sirens braided with the chorus in my ears. Okay, I lied, trying to sit. My knee refused. Panic rose like tide. Hands pressed my shoulder, a voice, warm, steady, don't move, stay with me. A knit cap, winter, blue eyes, freckles like someone forgot to erase starlight. What's your name? I told him. He told me his. The name slid past the pain and stuck. The ambulance cut my jeans. My knee looked wrong, angles where there shouldn't be angles. An athlete, I said to nobody, as if that could change physics. Pain drew constellations that spelled end. When I landed again, he was there in scrubs, knit cap gone, eyes the same. You again? I rasped. Lucky me, he said. Lucky you. Debatable. They'll take you up soon. I'll walk with you. The corridor hummed. He kept pace. How's the noise? He asked. Loud where it hurts, quiet where it counts. A lie, he said. He adjusted my blanket. His fingers grazed my wrist. Static pretended to be nothing and became all I could feel. Room 412 had a window and a stubborn clock. Pain stayed. A nurse came. Someone from your team is here. Tell them I'm sleeping, it's coach. Then tell him I'm dreaming of a transfer. She almost smiled and left. Eli stepped in, sleeves rolled, washing his hands with a slow ritual. He read my chart, then my face. Pain enough, well manage it. He lowered the bed, fixed the IV tape. Surgery this afternoon. They said maybe a year, maybe never. People heal, he said softly. Sometimes into someone new. My life is a field, I whispered. You built your life, he said. The field is just a room. He set water on the tray. Our fingers touched. Electricity crossed the few inches we weren't naming. The door cracked. 2 players slid in. Kyle and Zeke scrubbed faces. Plastic concern. Heard you got hit, Kyle said. Eyes flicking to my leg, then to Eli. Tough break. Zeke's phone glinted. Reflex made my stomach clench. Eli stepped between us with a smile that wasn't. 2 minutes, he said, gentle steel. He needs rest. We're family, Kyle said. Then act like it. Eli's eyes didn't move. They left. My breath came back in pieces. Eli didn't ask for context. He didn't need tape to know a hit when he saw one. Thank you, I said. Next time I'll charge a cover. He checked my vitals. I'll be around after they brief you. A doctor came with pictures like lunar maps. Words, graft, rehab, timelines. I nodded. My phone lit. Condolences. A DM from a girl who loved my eyes and would hate my truth. A blurred video link with no caption. I didn't open it. I replayed the miles that made my legs mine. Suicides, ice baths, boys pretending to be men by choosing a target and calling it leadership. I thought about the teacher I never texted back, the way wanting sits in the chest like a bird that won't leave. Eli returned at shift change. They are ready to take you down, he said. Any questions? Yeah, I surprised us both. Will I be me after? You'll be someone you recognize, he said, and maybe someone you finally meet. He touched the bed rail. I felt it anyway. Voices gathered in the hall. Coach Scrabble, the coordinator's caution. Eli leaned in, voice only for me. Whatever they say, he murmured, you're more than a headline. The door opened. Coach stepped in, hat in his hands, eyes full of weather and pride and something I didn't want to read. Kid, he said, we need to talk about next season. The gurney moved, the room shrank. I watched Eli's reflection fade in the glass as we rolled away and learned the cruel math of miracles. Sometimes the hit isn't the car. It's the turn you can't run back. I wasn't ready yet. Anesthesia forgot me, then returned like a wave that didn't ask permission. Ceiling tile, metal taste. Knee gripped in a brace, pulsing its own bad rhythm. Hey, a voice steadied. You're back, Eli. Chart in one hand, paper cup in the other. Water first, he said. Then pain, then truth. I drank. How bad? Repair went clean, he said. Now months of work and choices you'll hate. You're not done being you. Footsteps stacked outside. Coach and the coordinator. Eli glanced at the door. I can't stall. Let them in, I said. Coach held his hat like a confession. Well, support rehab, he said. But there's chatter. Optics. Optics, I echoed. Like cameras with boys behind them. The coordinator said. A clip from the tunnel is circulating. We're handling it. Handling has names, I asked. She looked at her shoes. Coach murmured, rest. Well, circle back. They left the room full of unasked favors. Eli didn't fill the silence. He lifted my bed a notch. Fingers grazed mine. A small, stubborn spark. Truth, he said gently. You'll get support and poison. Filter both. Rehab stairs at 3 a.m. and bargaining with your own shadow. The voice that says you were only your body will lie. You practice that. People break here, he said. I try to keep them from drying crooked. A nurse rolled in meds. Behind her, Kyle and Zeke hovered, scrubbed clean of guilt. You good, man? Kyle asked. Planning my ballet career, I said. Zeke nodded at my phone. Per once you off socials. I didn't know we had per for assault. Kyle's jaw ticked. Delete the note, he muttered. What note? High school teacher. Love confession, he said, too casual. Locker once. Long story. Cold moved like a blade. Eli stepped between them and the charger cord with a smile that carried rules. 2 minutes are up. They left. My phone lit like a siren. Dad, call me a classmate if you need anything. And known. Thumbnail of the tunnel. I placed the phone face down. If I read those, you'll jump, I said. Well, keep it on its belly, Eli said, until you're on your feet. I laughed once, then cracked. Why nursing? Fixing radios got boring, he said. Bodies are louder. That the truth, one of them. He slid an arm behind my shoulders. Sit up. His wrist brushed my ribs. Heat bloomed. He steadied my knee with his palm and nouns went missing. Breathe, he said. I said, watching his mouth. He guided me back, slow, like rewinding a tape. Well, walk tomorrow. You'll be here. Try to stop me. Afternoon. Visitors with perfect sentences and bad silences. I answered my father because habit outran anesthesia. You on something? He asked. Pain meds? Good. Listen. Your uncle thinks the school can't fund you benched. You need a trade. Something with your hands. I have hands, I said to the tape on my eye. They just don't clap for your plans. I don't care who you kiss, he lied. I care you don't waste what God gave you. What if he didn't give me a field? He hung up on the question. Eli wheeled in a walker. First lap, he said, you said tomorrow. I lied. He buckled me in. When I stood, pain climbed my thigh and set off alarms. His arm circled my waist firm, impersonal, utterly not. We shuffled the short hallway. A neighbor in a gown lifted a fist. You got this, kid. For 3 steps, I believed him. Back in bed, I shook. Eli tucked the blanket under my calves with care that felt like knowledge. Okay, he asked. No, I said. But maybe dangerous later. Good. Dangerous outruns afraid. Dusk boxed the room. He clicked on a small light. Off at midnight, he said. I'll check once more. You don't have to. I know. After he left, I opened the note to the teacher. ID never centone paragraph of 19-year-old bravery. I didn't delete it. Maybe I wanted a version of me who tried. At 11:50, 8 steps paused. Eli's silhouette in the doorway, just long enough to make sure I was breathing. I closed my eyes and let him think I was asleep. Morning pushed another wave of messages. The clip doubled its life. An old teammate Hod transferred wrote, "They did it to me too. Speak up. I wasn't ready to be a cause." I was barely a person. Then, blocked, "We saw your little nurse. Nice. Heat went cold." I typed, erased, typed. Then I pressed the call button. "Can you come?" I asked when Eli answered, and the tremor told him everything. "I'm already here," he said, stepping into the room like a door that chose me. He came close enough that his shoulder brushed mine, and the rest of the noise stepped back. A's Hart from compliance came after lunch with forms like shields. "We can file an incident report," she said. "Anonymous, if you prefer." "Anonymous is how they win," I said. Eli steadied the clipboard with one finger. I signed in a hand that looked like a new alphabet. The physical therapist adjusted angles and winces. "You're stubborn," he said. "Aim it." Later, a message blinked from Damon, my high school almost. Something who went quiet when rumors got loud. "Miss your game." "Saw the clip. You okay? I shouldn't have disappeared." I typed back, "I needed you to stay. I didn't send." Out in the hall, 2 volunteers whispered my name like it was a headline, not a person. Eli returned with a fresh ice wrap. His knuckles brushed my thigh. My breath caught. "That okay?" he asked. "It's not, and it is," I said. He nodded like he understood both answers anyway. "Truth," he said softly. "We start now." The storm started at shift change. Hard rain drumming the windows until the ward sounded like a giant heart with bad rhythm. Lights softened. Machines ticked their little metronomes. Eli rolled in a lamp and nodded at my brace. "Ready to hate me a little more?" I thought we were already there. "Good. Familiarity saves time." He lifted the sheet an inch, checked swelling, tape. Flex slow, pain flared, then settled into something I could hold. He watched my face, not the monitor, counting my breaths without a clock. "You read people like charts," I said. "Faces less." He paused. "One more, then reward." "What kind?" He produced a contraband square of chocolate. "I'm a criminal." It tasted like a truce. Night came with thoughts louder than pain. In my head the tunnel replayed. The red dot blinked. The hit landed again. I looked at Eli to make sure I wasn't shrinking. He sat in the visitor chair, not quite relaxed. "Tell me about the field." It's where I could be louder than rumor, and now. "Rumor has the home advantage. Home can be rebuilt," he said. "What's yours?" "Too many books," he said. "A mug I never finish. A plant that refuses to die." "Why nursing, really?" I asked. "Once I watched someone I loved open the wrong door in a fire," he said. I decided to learn every door in the building. I let that answer be enough. A shadow passed the glass. Guile or Zeke? The handle didn't turn. "Good." "Up," he said, drawing the curtain like a stage cue. "We try standing. Ill fall. Am very good at catching." He looped the gate belt, guided my hands, and helped me stand. Heat shot up my thigh. I bit it and won. 2 steps. His palm at my lower back anchored me to the night. "You okay?" "Ill except ankle." Deep. We took 2 more. Lightning drew bones on the sky. When my knee trembled, his arm tightened. Pure reflex. The brace creaked. My breath did too. Fabric ghosted my knuckles. "Sanjay will say I overreached," he murmured. "And hell be right. Probably." I laughed, then winced. He eased me down, lowered me like a secret, and didn't step away at once. His hand hovered near my ribs, undecided. I met it halfway. Our fingers didn't lock. They learned each other's weight for a moment anyone else could miss. "I shouldn't," he said. "I know." We let go at the same time and pretended we hadn't. After vitals, he dimmed the lamp. "I can put in for a different nurse if you know." I said too fast, then softer. "Stay my door expert." He smiled at the floor. All right. Rain polished the world black. Damon had sent a photo from high school. Me in a jersey. His hand almost on my shoulder, almost brave. I almost replied. "Almost is a room with no furniture. Can we go somewhere?" I asked. "Your knee says no. My head says please." He weighed the rules, and my face. 5 minutes, no heroics. He wheeled me to the tiny lounge by the window. A janitor pushed a broom. Eli dragged a chair beside mine. Our knees almost touched. "Do you regret it?" he asked, eyes on the glass. "Being honest," he nodded. "Some days it saved me," I said. "Some days it painted a target I had to pretend was a medal, and today, both." He looked at me. That close, his freckles made constellations I hadn't learned yet. "You can be more than what they can hurt," he said. "You talk like you've practiced." "I have." Thunder rolled. I looked at his mouth because pretending not to was worse. He didn't look away. The room contracted like a held breath. Warmth bridged the inch we hadn't given. A door opened down the hall. Footsteps. A cough. The The world expanded. The spell moved to a room we couldn't enter yet. He touched the inside of my wrist, where the skin is thin and truth travels fast, one slow circle with his thumb. The pulse under it betrayed me in ways I didn't mind. Back before it looks like giving special treatment, he said, voice steady again. The elevator chimed. A's heart stepped out with a folder hugged to her chest. Update, she said. Police logged it. Video under review. She glanced at Eli at me. Stay reachable. In bed. The meds yawned their invitation. Eli raised the rail. Call if you can't sleep. I'll call if I can. He hesitated. I'm off at 4. If the weather breaks, we can visit the rehab stairs. Not the climb, just the look. The look. Sometimes you beat a thing by walking to its mouth and refusing to flinch. Is that how you learn the doors? It's how I learned which ones burn, he said, and which ones open. He moved to the switch. I didn't want the dark to take him yet. Eli, he paused, hand on the light. In half shadow he looked older and safer. Thanks for not treating me like a headline, I said. Thanks for not making me your miracle. Miracles end, he said. People should keep going. The light clicked. Rain turned the window into a blank movie. I lifted my wrist and pressed where his thumb had left a small, electric echo. The room still held the shape of him. I let it. Somewhere down the hall a pager sang. The building breathed around me. I closed my eyes and wrote a new play for the night. No tunnel, no red dot only a door, a belt, a hand at my back, and a voice saying, stand. I will catch you. When sleep found me, stairs turned instead of rising. At each landing a cooling mug, a stubborn plant, a window of stormlight. At the last turn a door waited. It didn't burn when I touched it. It opened. Outside, sirens braided with rain inside. My pulse kept his thumbprint's rhythm. I did not want sleep yet. No, morning brought the kind of light that makes nothing look forgiven. My brace felt heavier. My phone heavier still. A new message waited from an unknown number. Nice midnight stroll with your nurse. A blurry photo attached me in the wheelchair last night. Eli at my side, head bent close. The caption, you work fast. By breakfast, the photo was everywhere. 2 teammates sent it with emojis I didn't need explained. Girls from class liked it like it was gossip they could wear. Eli didn't show at the usual hour. Instead, Sanjay came for tea, quiet in a way that meant he knew. We can't skip today, he said. I didn't. Halfway through the exercises, voices echoed from the hall. Kyle's low drawl, Zeke's fake laugh. Then Illa's voice, sharper than I'd heard it. That's enough. A door slammed. A moment later Eli came in, jaw tight, avoiding my eyes. You saw it? I asked. I saw it, he said, checking the brace like it had personally betrayed him. It'll pass? It won't, I said. Not here. He didn't argue, just adjusted the strap, too careful. What did they say to you? Nothing worth repeating. Say it anyway. His pause was answer enough. I swung my legs off the bed. Pain flared, but anger carried me. You think I can't handle a little truth? I've lived with worse than their whispers. This is just whispers, he said. It's fuel, they'll burn your season with it. My season's already dead. I met his gaze. What's your excuse? The hurt in his face came quick, then vanished. I have rules, and I'm just the wrong room. You're a patient, he said, voice low. I'm supposed to help you walk, not what? Not stand next to me in a hallway without looking guilty. He stepped back like my words had weight. Don't do this. Do what? I pushed. Think you care about me. Something flickered in his eyes, something I almost believed. But he turned, hands on his hips. You don't know me, he said. I know enough. Enough to see I'd rather pretend than risk it. The silence between us was a blade. He went to the door, paused with his hand on the frame. Rest. I'll send another nurse. That's it. That's it. The door closed. The room felt smaller. Outside, the storm had finally stopped, but inside everything was still soaked. By afternoon, the new nurse came polite, efficient, forgettable. She didn't know how I took my coffee or that I hated the way the bed's motor whined when it lowered. She didn't notice when I winced. That night I tried to read, but every word on the page was Liz voice telling me not to. Not to push, not to look, not to want. Somewhere down the hall I heard him laugh short, like it escaped without permission. I wanted to follow it. I didn't. Instead I lay in the dark, holding my phone like it might ring with an apology and knowing it wouldn't. Dawn traded faces but not the hum. Sanjay pushed 2 laps. My knee spoke in static. A kid filmed me near the vending machines like I was an exhibit. Fame is permission to trespass. A's heart brought printouts. Tunnel clip is under review, she said. The wheelchair photo hit the campus forum. Mixed, I asked. Mixed like bleach with anything. She left me a form and a bruise called silence. No lie, a replacement nurse counted pills and avoided my eyes. I missed smaller sentences. Water, then truth. Rain came back violent. The building hiccup generators coughed awake. Stay in rooms, a voice announced. Doors clicked. Thunder pressed the windows flat. Eli slipped in with his badge turned backward. You okay? I thought you transferred. Denied, he said. By me, relief arrived before pride could object. He checked the brace, hands steady. Walk, he asked. In a blackout, best time, fewer cameras, we looped the quiet hall. His hand steadied the belt heat lived where his palm met cloth. At the rehab stairs we just looked. You beat monsters by learning their names, he said. I've got a roster, Coach, Kyle, Zeke, Dad, knee, fear. I paused. And Eli, he almost smiled, demote me to ally. Back in the room, storm close enough to taste, we sat on the bed edge. His shoulder touched mini-accident, policy, prayer. When he adjusted the blanket, I held his wrist. We breathed once, the same length. This is reckless, he whispered. So is waking up, I said. Stay 1 minute. He did. 30 seconds later I turned. He didn't move. The kiss was shallow enough to deny, deep enough to rename oxygen. His breath warmed my lip. My fingers found the seam of his sleeve. The room narrowed to pulse and cloth, and the relief of being met. A clatter in the hall we separated. The air kept our shape. He scrubbed a hand over his face and almost laughed at himself. Later, he said, later, 2 hours after the storm, the threat arrived smiling. Coach filled the doorway, brand first. A dean hovered behind him. Good news, Coach said. Medical redshirt, but for once calm. No statements, no causes, and no distractions. Distractions, I said. Like getting jumped in a tunnel, we're addressing it internally. The dean cleared her throat. The hospital reminded us of fraternization policies. Heat climbed my neck. You came to my bed to police who I can be seen with. We're protecting your future, Coach said. Eyes on the field. My body is off the field, I said. The rest of me refuses to sit the season out. He set a pamphlet on my Tremida guidelines, shaped like a muzzle. Think big picture, he said, and left the door open like a warning. When they were gone, I held the paper until the ink bled. Blocked pinged, enjoy the nurse while you can. Scholarships hate scandals. I typed, so do cowards. I didn't send. Dusk softened the ward. Eli returned to check the brace. We didn't talk about the visit. We didn't have to. The room remembered. Tomorrow, he said. Tomorrow, I answered, and prayed the word could be a bridge. Before midnight, my father called static and sermon. Transfer, learn a trade, he said. People are talking. They always were, I said. I don't care who you are, he lied. Don't waste what God gave you. What if he gave me more than a field? He hung up on that. On the tray sat a paper bag, Damon's cookies. I ate one and tasted a life where we'd been braver sooner. The sugar steadied me more than the meds did. Then my phone lit with a new notification. The full tunnel video had leaked, sound on, faces clear. The red dot was a sun now. Comments flooded like weather. Names tagged the school. Mine, Eliz. The sound of the hit was louder than thunder. He looked at me, didn't look away. We start naming monsters tonight, he said. Terrified and ready, I nodded. Bravery, I learned, was just fear with a job. The tunnel video played on every phone in the ward. Volume low, captions high. My name, Eliz face, the hit, the taunts. No edits, no doubt. By noon A's, heart arrived, lips pressed flat. It's gone beyond the school. Reporters are calling. Eli stood in the corner, arms crossed, eyes on the floor. I wanted him to look at me. He didn't. Tell me you didn't leak it. I said when we were alone. His head snapped up. You think I'd do that? I don't know what ya do anymore, I said. You vanished when it broke. You want talk, and now they're saying you they're lying. The words cut sharp. But maybe you want to believe them. Easier than trusting me. That's not it is, he said, stepping closer. Because if you trust me, you have to admit what this is. And you're scared to say it out loud. My pulse stuttered. Say what? That you want me, he said, voice low but steady. That I want you back. And that it's killing me to follow the rules while you look at me like that. We were inches apart now. His hands clenched, not touching. My chest brushed his arm when I breathed. I'm not scared of wanting you, I said. I'm scared of losing you. You can't lose what you never had, he said. The words hit harder than the car. I grabbed his wrist before he could turn away. Don't what? Don't leave. Don't quit pretending. His eyes searched mine. You're a patient, staff. We cross that line and I lose my job. You lose what's left of your season, and they'll eat us alive. Maybe they already are, I said. Silence thickened. The storm outside rattled the glass. He didn't pull away from my grip. I didn't let go. You kissed me, I reminded him. You kissed me back, he said. My hand slid to his chest. I felt the quick, hard beat. His eyes closed for half a second, half enough. Then he stepped back. Get out, he said. I froze. What? Get out of my head, my shift, my life, before I can't let you. The words broke something steady inside me. Fine, I said, even though it wasn't. He turned away first. I swung my legs off the bed, testing my knee like I might actually walk out. Pain shot white up my thigh. I grabbed the bedrail instead. When I looked back, his hand was on the doorframe, knuckles white. But he didn't look at me. I let the silence win. By the time night came, a different nurse checked my vitals. Eli was gone, or maybe just in a room I couldn't reach. The video still looped on my phone. This time I watched to the end past the hit, past the laughter, past me on the floor, until the moment where the red dot disappeared and the camera caught something else. Eli in the background, moving toward me before anyone else did. It hurt worse than my knee. I killed the screen and lay in the dark, wondering if bravery would mean chasing him or letting him go. Morning came without him. Rounds passed, trays came and went, but Eli's chair stayed empty. Every sound in the hallway made my chest lift and drop, like it was training for something that wouldn't come. By noon, the dean's office emailed, "You'll be moved to off campus rehab next week. Per recommends minimal contact with hospital staff." Neat sentences designed to erase people. Sanjay wheeled me to the lounge for sunlight therapy. The sky was pale and empty, like it had forgotten rain entirely. Students passed on the street below, laughing, tossing a football. My knee ached in time with the thuds. A voice at my shoulder, "I hear you're transferring fields." Eli, no scrubs, just a black hoodie and jeans. His eyes held the storm without letting it spill. "They're moving me," I said. "Saves them the trouble of pretending I'm still theirs." "You'll walk again," he said. "That's not the same as playing. We sat without touching." "You should know," he said quietly. "I didn't leak anything, but I can't undo it either." "I saw the video," I said. "You were moving toward me." His jaw worked. "Some doors burn. I'd still open them. For a while we watched the street." A kid missed a catch. The ball rolled under a car. His friend retrieved it. No drama, no crowd, no red light blinking. "You could come see me," I said. "They'd fire me," he said. "They already took my season," I said. "Why not take your job too?" He almost smiled, almost didn't. "Because I'd rather be someone you can call than someone you visit in the wreckage." The ache in my knee was nothing next to the one in my chest. "So that's it. We just stop." His eyes met mine. "We don't stop. We just don't start the way we want." A nurse passed. The spell broke. Eli stood. "I'll walk you back." Halfway down the hall I slowed. "If I turn around right now, will you still be here?" He didn't answer. In my room, he adjusted the blanket one last time. Our hands touched barely, like they were memorizing the map. "One more thing," he said. "Don't let them make you smaller than the truth." He left before I could answer. That night I packed my bag. The brace sat on the chair like a question. I found the chocolate wrapper from days ago in the drawer, folded small enough to fit in a pocket. I kept it. At dawn the transport van idled outside. I limped toward it, Sanjay holding the door. Across the street, leaning against a lamppost, Eli watched. Hoodie up, hands in pockets. I paused on the step. We locked eyes through the chill. No wave, no smile. "The driver asked you getting in." I looked once more. His gaze didn't move. My foot crossed the threshold. As the van pulled away, I pressed the wrapper in my fist until it crumpled. Through the window, his figure blurred with distance, but the shape stayed, burned behind my eyes. I didn't know if I was leaving him or carrying him. Maybe both. The road bent, and he was gone.